On the news, death toll in Bauchi arms distribution stampede rises to 7. And senators pledge to improve welfare of military personnel. And NLC writes INEC warns against monitoring Labour Party's convention. It's a pleasure to have you join us on News Now on TV360 Nigeria. I'm Okpayemi Owosheni. Following the release of the 137 school children kidnapped from Kuriga, Chicken local government area of Kaduna State, the pupils have now arrived at the government house in Kaduna. The government, while disclosing the release of the school children on Sunday, March 24, 2024, added that the Nigerian military rescued the victims in collaboration with local authorities from neighboring Zamfara State. The federal government had earlier clarified that no ransom was paid for the release of the school children.
I have physically present before you 131. When you take that figure from the initial 137, you may discover 6 are not physically present with us. That is still being attended to medically at our medical facility in Dalet Barracks, with 5 other female students who are also being hospitalized. Your Excellency visited them last night and he saw all of them, including those that were lying on hospital bed.
Kaduna State government will continue to prioritize our security, because for us is the most important. Security is the #1 agenda of our own government. That is why we decided from the beginning not to focus on issue of politics, because security, like I've always said, is not politics. We have to be cautious. We should not politicize the issue of insecurity in Nigeria. And that is the reason why we are very discreet in the way we approach this issue, and today we are successful. But any attempt to continue to undermine the effort of the security agencies in Nigeria in the name of politics is jeopardizing the lives and properties of our innocent citizens in Nigeria. I had a meeting with traditional rulers, local government chairmen, members of the state assemblies, to be vigilant and ensure that anybody that we identify as an informant or anybody of bad character in our community, the traditional rulers should quickly report to the security agencies, because we are ready and willing to protect the lives and properties of our people.
Joining me to speak on the rescue of the Kaduna student, former Director of the Department of State Services and Security Expert Dennis Amakri joins me on the news. Thank you for your time, Mr. Amakri. Now, the Defense Headquarters confirmed the rescue of 137 students, contrasting initial reports of 287 abducted children. Even the Kaduna State Governor has also confirmed the 137 figure. Now, what could have been responsible for these discrepancies, and how does this impact the effectiveness of rescue operations in the country?
Thank you for having me. First of all, we are all very happy that the kidnapped school children are back. But at the same time, there are too many questions being raised, whereby you find out the numbers are not correct. Because the first time I heard the news, I thought that some the students have been left behind. But that is the total number. So where did we get that 185 or 87 before this? It means that proper vision or intelligence, together. Because how can we say if there are 280 something students that were lost, and then now we have 137 returned back, and of course later we even discovered that it's 138 because one of their teachers was killed. So these discrepancies are not very good. They are not very good at all. And then, of course, the second one is the case of terminology. Were they released or they were rescued? You know, if they were rescued by the military, then at least we should be able to hear what actually happened. Or if they don't want to tell us the operational system, at least we should know that they either have decimated or eliminated those bandits to get all the children out safely. Or do we go against the statement of the president, where he said that there should be no more ransom? Do we go back again and pay ransom to release these kids again? And if it is the latter, then I think we are in real serious trouble, because this will not be the end of this particular problem. We keep on paying ransom, and then at the end of the day, they use it to buy more arms and ammunition, and then, of course, pay back to their financiers, and then come back to another school. Because look at the school that we are talking about. We still don't have the Safe School Initiative. You know, how can this open space not be a sitting duck for the children? So these are questions that are being raised, and I think we should be able to answer them.
Well, the abduction of school children has become alarmingly frequent in Nigeria, with insurgents profiting from ransom payment. Now, what measures do you think the government and security forces can take to effectively deter and respond to such kidnappings?
Well, the president have already given the direction, and that is that there should be no ransom payment. I fully support that idea, but when you say there should be no ransom payment, then you should have a response team that will go out there whenever a kidnap situation, arises, and then pursue those kidnappers and get them. Because the way we are doing it, I think they are going to take even the Nigerian security forces for granted. How can even we don't know what they did with the intelligence that was supplied by the DSS to them in Kaduna about this imminent strike? We have to organize ourselves properly, and then, of course, make sure that we are so organized, a policy against anti-kidnapping policy, and then, of course, a standby force. We should not just leave it on paper. There should be a standby, well-trained force, and it's not supposed to be military. It should be police. We should have police doing it, because that's what happens in other countries. So we should do that and make sure that we discourage these kidnappers from carrying our children into the bush.
Well, Mr. Dennis Amakri, former Director of Department of State Services and Security Expert, thank you for lending your thoughts on the news. Moving on, the Senate Committee on the Nigerian Army has pledged to enhance legislative measures aimed at improving the welfare and well-being of military personnel in the country. The chairperson of the committee, Abdulaziz Yaradua, disclosed this in a statement issued on Monday to commend the Nigerian Army and other security agencies for rescuing the kidnapped students of Lee School in Kuriga in Chicken local government area of Kaduna State. Yaradua promised that his committee would liaise with other lawmakers to propose an improved welfare package for the military officers as a gesture to show appreciation for their efforts in securing the country. And now to politics. The Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) has asked the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) not to validate Labour Party's scheduled national convention in Abia State. In a letter to the INEC chairman Yakub Mahmood, the NLC treats lawyer Marshal Abubakar said the convention scheduled for 27th of March is illegal. The NLC, in a separate letter to Labour Party's national legal advisor Kehinde Edun, threatened contempt proceedings against the party should it go ahead with the convention in disobedience to pending legal disputes. We'll take a break here, but still to come on the news. Federal government files tax evasion charges against Binance. Stay with us. News Now will return shortly.
Opinions are free, facts are sacred, but truth is universal.
How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
President must see himself as the President of the Federal Republic.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places. The Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On Digi 360, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts, and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians say in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
Digi 360, dissecting the issues.
In the last 3 years, we have built a multi-purpose center, which is the envy of all in our constituency. And I can tell you that the people who are living there are already enjoying it.
Guy, do you think what this man just said is true? See, I seriously doubt. I'm sure it's one of those their silly lies.
Wait, do you know there's a way to find out if these things he's saying is true or not?
This is the Construct app. It gives people like us a sure way to track implementation of constituency projects. It gives valid and verified information on location of projects, amounts allocated, amount funded, the level of job done, and even the profiles of concerned legislators. You and I can post directly on this app.
Are you serious?
This is the Go-To app if you want to know how our Commonwealth is being expanded by the government.
Wow. Let's even see if what this man said is true. Show me.
The Construct app is developed by Other Paper Nigeria with support from USAID and is available on both Google Play Store and Apple Store.
And it's true.
Of course, I told you.
Welcome back. A quick recap of our top story. The Senate Committee on the Nigerian Army has split to enhance legislative measures aimed at improving the welfare and well-being of the military personnel in the country. The chairperson of the committee, Abdulaziz Yaradua, disclosed this in a statement issued on Monday to commend the Nigerian Army and other security agencies for rescuing the kidnapped student of Lee Primary School, Kuriga, in Chikun local government area of Kaduna State. Yaradua promised that his committee will liaise with other lawmakers to propose an improving welfare package for the military officers as a gesture to show appreciation for their efforts in securing the country. Well, in case you missed any of our news bulletins or for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV and AVO TV, or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, or log on to or download our mobile app on Google Play Store, Huawei App Gallery, and Apple Store. On Facebook, we are TV360 Online.
Corruption not in my country.
Hello. Alhaji. Right now I'm in Abuja. No. Hello? Adamu. Right now I'm in Kano. Yes. When I get back, I'll just call you. Look, what is wrong with you? I'm talking on the phone and you are gesticulating and doing. What's wrong with you?
Daddy, where exactly are we as we speak?
Are you alright? This is Lagos.
Well, you just lied to someone that we're in Abuja.
Keep quiet. Who told you can tell an elderly person is lying?
Daddy, you just lied. And by lying, you are raising corrupt children for the future of Nigeria. That is corruption, not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
On business news, the Nigerian government has taken legal action against cryptocurrency exchange platform Binance. The government has now formally filed charges against the cryptocurrency exchange platform at the Federal High Court in Abuja. This was disclosed by the Federal Inland Revenue Service (FIRS). The federal government says it remains steadfast in its commitment to ensuring compliance with tax regulations and combating financial impropriety within the cryptocurrency sector. Meanwhile, one of the Binance executives detained by the authorities in Nigeria has fled custody and left the country. The Office of the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, confirmed the development, saying the government has filed a complaint before Interpol to help track him down. Reacting to this development, financial analyst Michael Damilare Bello says the federal government can reach an agreement which he assures will be in the best interest of the company's customers in Nigeria.
Binance have been operating in Nigeria for years. I think 6 years or 5 years plus by now. So, and they have not been paying any tax to the Nigerian government. And they pay tax in UAE, they pay tax in United States. So paying tax to the Nigerian government is not a bad thing. However, the charges, the fine, I think is it's high, which Binance can easily sit with Nigerian government and negotiate. I just think they just both need to sit together and talk about this because Nigeria is their market. It's one of their main solid markets, and they really need to fix these issues and get it sorted out, because in most countries, it's not users that pay the taxes, it's the exchanges that pay the taxes. And in UAE, a lot of these exchanges are licensed there, also licensed in the United States, and they are paying their taxes. Even in China, many exchanges there too. So I'm not seeing anything wrong for them not to. No, I'm not. Binance also need to pay their tax here in Nigeria. So if the government is fining them, I just think it's something that they both need to sit together and negotiate about this, so that they can do the right thing. People are not really scared or panicking about crypto in the crypto industry, but it's just that Binance is the one having the issue, and they just need to find a way to settle it with the Nigerian government. And I believe if they really want to have it settled, the way both of them will have it settled, because Nigeria is a big market, and I believe the government too, they also care about us. You know that many people are earning and trading on Binance, not only Binance, on other exchanges, and the source of their income is even Binance. So they need to find a way to balance it.
Still on business, European Union regulators have opened investigations into Apple, Alphabet, Google, and Meta in the first cases under a sweeping digital law designed to stop big tech companies from cornering digital market. The European Commission, the 27-nation bloc's executive, said on Monday that it was investigating the companies for non-compliance with the Digital Market Act, which took effect on March 7th. The law requires 6 gatekeepers, which provide services such as search engines, social networks, and chat apps used by other businesses, to comply with guidance to ensure a level playing field for their rivals and to give users more choices. Violations could result in fines as much as 10% of the company's global annual turnover. We'll go on a short break and be back with Stock Market Report. Nigeria's equities market opened this week on a negative note, reducing by 0.49% as investors await the outcome of the Monetary Policy Committee meeting. The market breadth also ended on a negative note as 20 stocks advanced and 30 stocks declined. Dangote Sugar Refinery led the laggard with an end-of-day price depreciation of 10%, closing at 53 naira 10 kobo per share, followed closely by International Energy Insurance. Now, at the end of the first weekday of trading on the Nigerian Stock Exchange NGX, a total of 271 million volumes of shares were exchanged in 9,343 deals, corresponding to a market value of over 7 billion were traded. Now we switch to our select global stock to see how they are doing on the first weekday of trading. It's a similar case as well for them, as they all maintained a southward movement and ended in the bears, with the UK FTSE down, US Dow Jones down, and Japan's Nikkei as well down. On the foreign scene, 4 men suspected of carrying out a brutal attack at Moscow concert hall that killed at least 137 people have appeared in the court on terror charges after the Kremlin defended its security services, criticized for failing to prevent the massacre. They are accused of storming Kirk City Hall in Moscow sub on Friday, shooting civilians at point blank before setting the building on fire, causing the roof to collapse while concert goers were still inside. Auto ISIS has claimed responsibility for the action and released graphic footage showing the incident. The Kremlin has alleged without evidence that the perpetrators plan to flee to Ukraine. Kyiv has denied the involvement and called the Kremlin's claim absurd. Well, up next is Entertainment Report on News Now.
Famous Nigerian actor Amechi Muonago has passed on. Popular social media influencer and chairman of Delta State Sports Association, Maurice Monye, disclosed this on Sunday through his official X handle. Monye said he was deeply heartbroken by the veteran actor's death, adding that the tragic loss highlights the need for better healthcare in our country. Barely a week ago, the 61-year-old Nollywood actor, in a distressing video, begged Nigerians for financial help for his kidney transplant in India. Controversial lifestyle influencer Bobrisky receives a 1 million naira check for being the best dressed female at the Beast of Two Worlds movie premiere. Bobrisky won the title of best dressed female at the movie premiere, which also featured a number of other elegantly attired female celebrities. Netizens responded humorously to Bobrisky's accolade at the movie's premiere, with some asking how he managed to appropriate an award meant for females for himself. That's it on Entertainment News on News Now. Joy Ochejim, TV360, Lagos.
And on sport, the federal government has hailed Nigeria's contingent to the 13th African Games for its outstanding performance during the competition. Nigeria finished second on the medals table behind Egypt with 47 gold, 33 silver, and 40 bronze medals. The Minister of Sports Development, John Eno, who conveyed President Bola Tinubu's congratulatory message to the athletes on Sunday in Abuja, described their performance as commendable. Reacting to their win, sports journalist Tayo Ogunsheye urged the Sports Ministry to provide adequate facilities which will help the team's improvement in the swimming category.
I think Nigeria has been able to put up a very good performance considering what they did in 2019 in all years. Remember the contingent of 358 actually participated in the 13th edition of the African Games in Ghana, Accra, and they were able to turn out 47 gold medals. That is just a gold medal ahead of what we got in 2019. And I want to mention and add as well that this team actually went with more team sports. Apart from football, we had rugby, which is women's rugby, and that's the sevens, which actually was introduced in this particular championship. So overall, I would say that Team Nigeria has done good and better than what they did in 2019. Don't forget that Egypt is a powerhouse when it comes to sports. And if you want to look at sporting events in Africa, you will have to consider Egypt as host, because Egypt opens the door to tournaments, and by doing that, they bring in the best of it. They were forced to more like develop their facilities. And in doing that, they also attract the engine rooms, that's the technical team of all the sports. So they are well abreast of the rules, of the regulations, of all the requirements and all what they need for a sport to develop. So that's an advantage, number one. Number two, Egypt specializes more in swimming. Swimming is a sport that gives so much medals. That's why you see Egypt and South Africa, they are the best in Africa when it comes to swimming. But in Nigeria, swimming, we pay lip service to that. Yes, we won a bronze medal after 33 years. That shows that there is a huge gap in terms of talent development in that area. And I want to mention that the national stadium, you asked that why are we not using that place? The stadium swimming pool was developed in 2016. That was by the former minister, but unfortunately, it was given to a private hand to manage. And in doing that, that has not opened up the place for talents, young swimmers to get developed and have access to that place as it should be. And when you look at all these factors, for the fact that we also have the waters around us, this has not been able to give us the leverage to develop the talent that we know we have.
Well, that wraps up our news bulletin on News Now at this time. Many thanks for joining us. I'm Okpeyemi Owosheni. See you next time.